Hello everyone. Today, I'm standing here to share a really simple but urgent question. When artificial intelligence becomes powerful and increasingly developed rapidly, like today, so what is the role of the human? And what is the question between algorithm and autonomy of the humanity? So, I work in a very two different worlds. In the logistics sectors, the precision, the performance, and the correctness is everything. But I also work as an English lecturer, the place where I teach students how to think individually, how to think dependently, and how to foster their autonomy in every decision of their life. Let's take a look at this thing. 2 weeks ago, I asked all of my students to conduct a really simple IELTS speaking cue card to ask about the most memorable advertisement that they have ever watched or heard. And the only thing that they have to do is to think. They have to remember, they have to reflect what they have seen, what they have heard, and then just try to finish that simple task because there is no right or wrong answers. However, something happened. It just 3 seconds. They pull out their phones and then they open an AI apps and then, full up the classroom. We can see Gemini, ChatGPT, Cloud, Notebook LM, and after just 3 seconds inputting their prompts, they finish their task. So they're really proud of themselves. And they were thinking that they finished their task simply just because AI did all for them. But at that time, I was concerned because you know why? Because is that the actual ability of all of my students? Or is it like just the creation of AI? And then another question raised in my mind. So if AI offer us an opportunity, use me. I'm here. So what would it do? It's really tempting that they will stop being creative. They will stop asking questions and they will stop thinking about the assumption that they need to prove and they handle everything to AI. This is a really interesting and the power of artificial intelligence. In just a second, AI can do the things that human cannot do. And we have to accept that. We cannot say that we're better than AI because we are the one who created AI. So in just like 3 seconds, they can summarize books for you. They can find researches for you. And they can do the things that we have to spend almost like a week or a month to do it. And it's not just that. They can generate new concepts. They can translate from different languages and they can solve our problems with just a proper prompt that we put it into that. So the question that everyone usually asks is that, will AI replace human? How about some kind of jobs that will be replaced in the future because of AI? But believe me, we are asking the wrong question. It's not, will AI replace human? The question should be, in the era of digital platforms and AI development, will human continue to develop some abilities and capabilities that AI cannot replace? Let's think about the outsourcing. So are we today trying to outsourcing our thinking or just outsourcing the source that let AI as an assistant for us? So if you treat AI as an assistant, just a tool, they will be a really capable assistant for you. And you can change multiple apps. You can use different apps to demonstrate and let them be your consultant to help your work easier. But how about outsourcing our thinking? So a moment that you realize you can use AI to do your work, you become lazy. Okay. And that type of laziness prevents us from creativity, curiosity, independent, and finally, we outsource our thinking for no reason, just the convenience that AI is tempting us to move forward and then stop being critically. So the keyword over here is autonomy. What is autonomy? Autonomy is your ability to think independently, to work individually, and then to assess what is right and wrong. But the moment that you put your question into AI, it's not your fault. But the moment that you accept all artificial intelligence answers without checking it again, without re-scanning it, maybe, just maybe, it's our fault. And we're doing something wrong with our autonomy. And day by day, second by second, and after a really long time, we forget how things operated. And then it's just that we let AI do everything and we are happy with that. And that's the problem. Now, AI is a magical tool to provide the information and they are doing it really well. But how about the intention? It's on us to give the intention for every detail, every decision that we make. And that's matter. Let's take a look at this reverse version. Think first and AI second. I'm going to share a story back to my classroom with the IELTS cue card I mentioned before. So I asked my student hand over their phones. And then at that time, some of them feel uncertain. Some of them felt annoying and some of them didn't want to do it. But you know what? I asked them just a simple question. Please think first and use AI later. I do not ask you to stop using AI, but it's just like the second choice. You have to put your thinking first. And I'm not afraid of AI. I always tell them that do not ban AI. Do not go against the technological advancement, but do not let AI bring the dependence that you used to have more critical. And this is actually what happened in my class. So when they put their phones down and they have to work in groups, they created mind maps, the hand drawing one, and then they put their personality and their voices and all that knowledge on a small piece of paper. And they felt joyful. After this stage, I will let them use AI as a consultant. They will take a picture. They will have a chance to ask AI questions, not to have the answer, but as a consultant. There's some question asked. For example, what should I do to make this visually appealing? Is there any perspective that I can add to this mind map to make it better? So it's not creating the answers, but it's improving their work, original one, in another more efficient way. And that's the meaning of it, the meaning of AI being used as a tool, not an oracle, not a magical, not a god. So the final part I ask my student do is doing a reflection. They will have to bring the mind map in front of the class, have a presentation, and then reflect it on what they have felt when they did that activity. Some keywords mentioned like uncertain, scared, tired. But after all, they felt joy and creativity and they wanted to do it again. And they talk about that activity after class. And the next day, they come to the class, they ask me, where are all the crayons? Now, let's get back to the topic. AI needs human mentor. Why? I mentioned that? Because you know the harmony is the combination between two different forces that not one forces dominate others. We cannot ban AI. We cannot let AI dominate us. But as every war and every development of each society, we have to admit that the partnership is everything. And right now, human is in the partnership with AI. Artificial intelligence and human intelligence, they are not the two distinguished things. But, you know, in every partnership, we need a leader. And a leader here should be a human being, not the AI. And then, where is the leader? It's us. The leader starts from us. The harmonious between technology and humanity start from our journey. The next time, when you try to open an AI app, when you have the intention to let AI do everything for you, just ask yourself, who is the mentor? And that mentor, I believe, it's you. Thank you.